Hey guys, today I'm doing work on my silver Ford Territory. There it is. The rear brake pads, they need to be replaced. A mechanic friend of mine told me that they need to be replaced soon. Very thin. He said I've probably got a couple of weeks left. So they're pretty easy to do yourself. The hardest thing of the whole thing is probably taking the wheels off. It's simply a nut that holds it in place, and you flip the calipers up and put the pads in. Okay, so let me show you the tools you need. So it's all about safety, guys. So the first thing, a couple of few things here. To stop the car from rolling if you're on a hill or anything like that, or even if you're on a flat. My dad always told me to put something in front, a couple of wheel chocks they call them, or you can just do away with a couple of bricks. Some jack stands for safety. A wheel brace will be handy to get the wheel nuts off, and I got a bit of a vacuum, I guess, tube or pole you can call it, for leverage to take the wheels off. 12mm socket and wrench, a clamp to push the piston back on the caliper. Some gloves are handy. The actual new brake pads, can't miss that. Something to just hold the caliper up out of the way. So I've just got a strap, whatever you want to call them. A torque wrench if you want to be anal and put the wheels back on, or the nuts back on correctly. Got a jack, a hydraulic jack there. Something to sit on is always nice too, boys, okay, and girls. So let's get started. So the first thing first is to put these bricks. I usually put them on the front if you're working on the back, and vice versa. So let's put them on. And then you can use the chokes as well, but I don't know how you pronounce that. Is it chokes? Who knows? Who cares? Bricks in, and then we'll loosen the nuts on the wheel. You can use the torque wrench or the brace. It's up to you. So we'll loosen the nuts first, and then jack it up. Take the wheel away, and then I'll show you what we're working with, okay? Okay guys, I've loosened the nuts. Okay, I'm putting the jack in place, the hydraulic jack. I don't know if you can see under there. So on the Territories, there's an indent on the side here that shows you where to put the jack. So that's where you place it. Okay guys, got the wheel off, jacked it up, with some safety there. So it's a case of basically to get the caliper off, it's that bolt there. Don't know if you can see that. It's a 12 mil, and I'll just show it to you so you get a better angle on it. So on the caliper, it's that bolt there. Okay. So that's what you need to take off, and then you take it right off. Okay. So I'll take that off now. Okay. And it's never on that hard. You don't have to tighten it that hard as well. Okay guys, so if it's moving like that, you just need to get a spanner for that little pocket there. Okay, so I'll get that now. So if that is moving, I literally just held it with my hand and it comes off. So you can basically do that. Okay, so it's not on there. hard at all, so just use your hand. Okay guys? Okay, and then you take it right off. Get the strap. Get the strap because you need to hold. Get your strap and you need to hold the caliper up, so you just lift. So you're lifting the caliper up, alright? Like that. Now this one will stay up. Sometimes they don't, so what you can do is you can just hook it up and, I don't know, hook it over there or something, just in case it falls. Okay, so from here, take the pads out, just with the fingers, and on that side. Okay, so there are the pads. Just come off or slide off. Okay. I don't know if you can see the size of them. I'll get the other ones to compare. Okay. So these are the new ones. So as you can see, that's that, and that's that. So definitely need replacing. So essentially what you need to do now is, because the pads have worn down and the piston has moved in, that's a piston there, brake caliper piston, you just need to use your clamp and squeeze it back, and I'll show you how. Okay, so I'll just put a simple clamp here. So just adjust it. I'm using one hand here on this, so just adjust it to fit. Right, so use the back of the piston to hold it in place. So just adjusting till it fits in there, like a little bit more. That's it. So now, I don't know if you can see that, and that's pretty much it. And then you're holding that in place, right, like that, and you're just squeezing it back. Sorry about that, just using one hand here, no assistant. So what you're doing is squeezing that caliper, or the piston, sorry, back into place. I don't know if you can see it moving at all, but it is moving. Okay, all the way back until it doesn't move anymore. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and then you can take the clamp off, and that's now all the way back in place, and that gives you room to work, to put the calipers, the brake pads on, right? And there's no left or right, they're all the one thing, they all fit the same. So squeeze that back on, simple, just slides back in, essentially. Okay, and on that side, just got to watch how it slides in, that's all. It only fits in one way. In the grooves, just look for the grooves. Okay, just have to move. To get a better view. I hope my voice will come through okay, because I've lost my headset and I'm just using the microphone on the phone. So, okay, so you just have to find that groove, and there it is, okay? So make sure they're in place correctly. Okay, that's them. And then you can lower the brake caliper, okay, into place. Like that. It just needs to, you just have to adjust it sometimes, that's all. And sometimes you need to move that little bolt to move in place. Okay, that's it. Brakes, nib pads are on, caliper is back in. I usually try and talk to myself so you know what you're doing, and then we'll put the bolt back on.
Okay, you just need to move it sometimes to line it up. That's all. Okay, so bolt back on. Okay, tighten that. Now this doesn't have to be very tight, right? And that's enough. Okay, so that's all back on. And that's pretty much it, guys. I told you it was easier than taking the wheel off, basically. Okay, so what we've got to do now, put the wheel back on. I'll give that wheel a bit of a clean. Put the wheel back on, and before you start driving, you need to pump the brakes a few times, just to get the piston in place and the brakes in place as well. So just pump it a few times. The mechanic told me that. Guys, again, I should say I'm no mechanic. I'm just at home doing things that, you know, normally you'd pay, I don't know how much an hour for this, but you can do this sort of thing at home yourself. That's why I'm doing it, and hopefully teaching you guys how to do it. So that's all. Okay, so I'll put the wheel back on, and we're done replacing rear brake pads on a 2010 Ford Territory. Okay, so that's essentially us. Okay, guys, so there's my Territory. I'll take my stand away, start packing up, and thanks for watching, guys. Hope this was really helpful. Till next time.